Okay, Helen, you're all set.
Okay, I'm Helen Peterson, and I'm calling the meeting to order of the work group of the Open Space Committee of May 7th, 2025. And we have just decided to change our agenda. The first item on the agenda was to approve minutes, which I think we can do at another time. And we are so pleased to have Eagle Scout um, Catherine Brady with us today to share with us something that she's been working on. And welcome, Catherine, and you have the floor.
Hello. Just to introduce myself, my name is Catherine Brady. I'm part of Troop 1175, and I am an Eagle Scout candidate, and I hope to get my project approved and work with you guys. I'm going to share my screen because I made a presentation. Okay. It might be a little small, and it's just loading. Okay, so my presentation will be making bat boxes, which is essentially providing like a home or area for the bats to live in. The materials that I will be using is different varieties of wood, screws, and the main thing that will be a central cost will be steel poles to mount the the bat boxes on. And the estimated budget or pricing for this will be around $800. Again, the main cost will be the steel poles. And the benefit of the poles, because I know that earlier we were discussing possibly putting it on trees or buildings, but I did some research and there's a higher success rate because the bats will have protection from predators by being away from trees. And it also allows us to do back-to-back mounting, which is essentially making two bat boxes and placing them, as it sounds, back to back. And it allows more bats to start a colony, and also just brings a higher success rate because they get to choose which side they want to be on depending on like where the sun is. So yeah. And the possible methods, the first method is going to be an insert method. So a hollow pole will be hammered into the ground, and then a thinner pole will be placed inside that pole so it can easily be removed. You can see, oh, sorry, I didn't move my slides. You can see the pole on the left. And essentially, yeah, you're just going to insert the pole. The second option is cementing, which is just as it sounds. You're going to dig a hole, add cement, and then put the pole in. The issue with this is that you're going to have to brace the pole, and it's going to take a longer amount of time. And additionally, you're going to have to check the surrounding area for frost lines and be aware of drainage for water. So that's just something to consider going forward. My first location is Meadow Pond Park. I will be presenting 3 locations. However, I would like to only do 2 locations, considering that I'm going with the back-to-back mounting. So I'm concerned if I do more than 2, my budget will be higher. Since steel poles are more expensive, but you're still getting 4 boxes, so it's still benefiting. This is the location as seen, and the specific coordinates are above, which is 41 degrees north and 72 degrees west. This point, I've saw this wetland viewer. I don't know how accurate it is because I was emailing Mr. Taberski and he was saying that it technically is in the wetlands, but based on the site that I found, it's not. So I guess that's something we'll have to discuss later. But it's far enough, based on the site that I found, it's far enough away from the pond. And additionally, oh, here are photos of the site. It's far enough away from the pond that it won't be in the wetlands. And since it's near an open field and has access to a body of water, you're going to again see those high success rates of attracting the bats. And below, I just featured a picture of a birdhouse, which just shows that like other projects have been completed in here, proving that like it can be done and that other animals have had successful, like I guess, living in this area. My second location, which is another one that I would like to do, is the Town Forest Park. The coordinates are 41 degrees north and 72 degrees west. And again, this location will be close to water, which is one of the things that is recommended to attract bats to the box. And below, I featured another photo of a different Eagle Scout who has placed duck houses near the pond. So those are also being used, so animals are in the area. And my third location, my concern with this will be it's closer to the soccer fields. So I don't want any kids, I don't know how likely bats will be to come with human activity nearby, especially if there are balls being kicked everywhere. And also it is close to a road, so the sound could deter the animals. The mapped location is 41 degrees north and 72 degrees west, roughly. And the conditions, it is right near the Farmington River. And it is also near an open field. And here are some photos of the site. This is a different angle where you can see the entire field. And that's the end of my presentation. Thank you.
Is it okay to ask questions?
Yes,
yes, it is.
I'm trying to end my my screen sharing.
That's when you mentioned wetlands.
Yes.
Locations. Will you be required to present this before the Inland Wetlands Commission?
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh, yeah, Helen, I did reach out to the town's wetlands officer. I have not gotten the answer back yet, but I'm fairly confident that she'll have to go before the wetlands committee to explain the project. I going to assume that they prefer the hollow pole method versus the cement method, but we'll get confirmed that. And of those three locations, I have also Catherine and I have had a chance to exchange some emails. The Meadow Pond Park and Town Forest, I think, would be my preferred locations. The one she identified at Curtis, I think, is, like as she mentioned, is probably a little too close to the soccer field where people will be on the sideline there, and kids could be kicking the ball at the pole or climbing on the pole. If it were to be at Curtis Park, a better location would be on that same side of the river, same side of Route 315, but maybe to the left as you come in, closer to the main river channel versus along the wood line there, along the riverbank wood line versus over where the soccer field is. So we've gone back and forth a few times on that.
Well, it's a work in progress, I assume. Do you have a deadline to meet, Catherine?
To meet or to complete the project?
Yes, a deadline to complete the project.
Yes, ideally I would have this done by August. Just because in order to get my Eagle Scout, you need it to be completed before you turn 18, and I'm 17 now. And I turned 18 in February. So ideally I would get it done around August. Yeah.
Well, I have no comments other than to know that you've been in touch with Tom. You've obviously had a chance to review it, and it's continuing in the process. I wish you luck with it. I have no reason to object. I like bats, so and we need them. So I'm glad that you're pursuing such an interest.
Thank you.
Maybe you can check back with us at another time to let us know how you're doing and if you need any kind of assistance.
Yeah, I mainly just need the approval from your committee and additionally, uh, Mr. Type. Oh, sorry.
What? Oh, hi, this is Susan. Sorry, I'm juggling a couple of things here.
It's okay,
So,
Susan.
yeah, very interesting. And I'm glad you're going to go to conservation because unfortunately, Marjorie Winters, who's the chair of conservation, who's also on our committee, isn't here right now, but she was the assistant director at Roaring Brook Nature Center for quite some time. And they have a lot of experience with, different animals and things like that. And so she might have some further questions. And I apologize if I missed this during your presentation, but is there a specific species of bat that you're trying to attract? And I apologize if you mentioned that.
Oh, no, I haven't. I haven't really considered it that much um, for attraction. This main part of my project is getting my proposal through and beginning my project. So I haven't had to consider how I'm going to attract the bats yet. It is at this point in my process, I have only needed to plan where the locations are going to be, what I'm probably going to have to purchase. But later down the line, that will probably be something to consider. Yes.
Yeah, the reason why I'm bringing it up now is I don't know if different species of bats have different requirements in terms of where they go and how you build the house. And I don't know which species of bats might be more important to try and support around here. So I would suggest just doing a little pre-work on that because that might influence exactly what you're going to do for your project. And these might be questions that Marjorie Winters might ask at the Conservation Commission as well.
Yeah, so far in my research, I've mainly just found bats in general prefer to be in open fields or by a body of water and have a pole mount. So that's why my locations have been selected near water and near an open field. But I haven't, from the extent of my research, I haven't found anything to suggest that different species of bats will need different requirements for a bat house. They're pretty straightforward in that sense. Yeah.
Do you know what species of bats we have around here?
Uh, sorry, I don't. I haven't done that much research. I've really just looked into the structures that will need to be built, and I've done some research about general areas that could be used.
Catherine,
Okay.
if you email me your this version of your presentation, I will put you on an email with Miss Winters and myself, and she'll be able to help you out with a lot of those questions.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
I concur. I sorry for my phone. I can't seem to cut it off. Here, I did. I just concur that, Marjorie would be, she's not only a conservationist, but she's also a naturalist. And she would be of a big like assistance to you in going into that next phase of study for your project.
Miss Massino, could you send
That's
your email in the chat?
Marjorie.
Oh, yeah. So no, she's asking about me, Helen. So if
Yeah,
you
you can send it to me, Catherine, and I'll
send it to
distribute it.
Tom, he'll send it to everybody. That
Oh,
would be great. Thank you. I was just kind of telling Tom to please send it to me also. So thank you.
okay.
Thank you very much.
So is there anything else you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, I just want to again clarify that only 2 of the 3 locations will be used. I was just presenting 3 different locations so you could decide which ones you prefer are most suitable. Again, just so I can stay in my constraints of a budget that I've previously set.
Yeah, that's actually why I wanted to see the slides, because then I could maybe just go out and check them out myself and look at it. And maybe if we have your email, we could even maybe like confer a little bit more about that.
Yeah. So my 2 priority sites would be Sorry, excuse
Bless
me.
you. Bless you.
Meadow Pond Park and Town Forest Park.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Well, are there any other questions or from the committee? And Tom, no? Well, thank you very much, Catherine. This is good work, and wish you well. And we look forward to hearing further when you're ready to share it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, good
Thank
luck.
you, Catherine. Good afternoon.
Am I good to leave the meeting
You are.
or okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Thank you so much. Have a good rest of your night, guys.
Send to you. So on the agenda, we've got the meeting minutes, and I will say off the top of, I did not read them. I have not had a chance to. And since there's just the two of us, can we put that off to our next meeting?
You can.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Thank you, Helen.
Do I have a motion to that effect?
I move that we delay this until the next meeting.
Okay, and I'll second it, and all in
All in
favor?
favor? Yep, that's me.
Okay, very good. And you don't get to vote, do you, Tom?
No, I do not.
All right, so we move to number 3, and that is the subject that is important for us to address today. And if I may, I've looked at all the work that's been done. Susan, yours is the one that I think we might follow in process, starting with because your work mostly covers the better part of what's important for the Open Space Committee within the charter and the code. So I'll suggest that you take over and start.
Yeah, so we variously discussed the due diligence issue, and Helen brought it up at the Charter Revision Committee meeting when I presented there, but we didn't have any language to put in and we hadn't discussed it. So we basically said that we would be discussing it like we are today, and then getting it voted on by the full committee, and then would send a small edit to the Charter Revision Committee. So what I wanted to suggest, Tom, I don't know if you have the previous document, and I might be able to, I think I can log on, and if I come in as another person, I can share what I think would be the easiest thing, most concise. We're not trying to make a whole bunch of changes to the charter. And I can share this, and let me see.
I do not have that other one handy, Susan.
Yeah, no problem. Let me see if I can just log in as another person, because I'm actually on my phone right now. And didn't you just email me, or you texted me the Zoom link? Who did that?
I emailed you the Zoom link.
Okay, hang on a second.
Well, I have pretty much of your, over the time I've been chronicling it, and I have pretty much of your changes with the green and the over the red.
Okay, so the green, the point that I want to add after the sentence that I want to add is basically due diligence of the Open Space Committee is required for town-owned land and can be requested for private land. Just to basically assign to our committee due diligence for reviewing our oh, I know why I don't have my email, because my computer isn't online right now. Basically just make sure that somebody is assigned to do due diligence for our land. And I went to the Charter Review Committee last night and basically told them that I would be coming back with this additional, we were going to discuss it and probably be coming back with this additional small change. So
Susan, did you have a chance to discuss any more details with them last night?
No, it wasn't a discussion, Helen. It was just a couple of minutes. There was no discussion. I just spoke in the public audience part of it.
All right.
So that's all that happened. And I just brought that up. And So let me see, I think I might be able to share it now. And anyway, even if we agree on it today, we're going to need to bring it to the full committee in June anyway. So you know what, just in the interest of time, so this is the sentence that I came up with. Due diligence of the Open Space Committee is required for town-owned land and can be requested for private land. So that would be the only, that's the part in the charter that I think we should add that sort of addresses it. And it would be after we talked about acquisition and preservation, stewardship thereof, and administering the fund for land acquisition and preservation. Due diligence of the Open Space Committee is required for town-owned land and can be requested for private land. So basically, it's just saying that somebody needs to be responsible to do the due diligence. I was thinking about referring to our data sheet or whatever, but you know, who knows, that may change, or the name of that document may change. So I don't think it makes a lot of sense to put in the document. I mean, due diligence is going to basically mean do the due diligence that we have set up.
Are you suggesting that this language be added to section 615, but not to the paragraph in the charter?
It would be, it's section, hang on. I'm coming in through the other thing. It's section 615. Yes, that is the section in the charter.
No, all right, section 615, but not
Yeah.
the 21.3, I think is the number.
That's not the charter. That's not the charter.
21.3 is the charter.
No, that's our ordinance.
That's our ordinance.
So that's in the code, so to speak.
Correct.
Okay, so the language that I suggested pretty much says that the Open Space Committee should do the due diligence. In your language, that is not being mentioned.
That is what I'm saying. Okay, I managed to share it.
Okay.
Okay, so if you look on this, this is where I put the green text. The red text is what we already talked about and voted on with the full committee. This section is the only section that the Charter Revision Committee is dealing with. So just to get this to them while they're in the process of doing it and not missing their timeline, I focused on this section, 615.
I'm looking at it.
It's on the screen now.
Yeah.
I shared it. It's on the
I
screen.
know.
Oh, okay.
I've got it written out too.
Oh, okay. Okay, perfect.
I looked at it this afternoon when you published it. Just give me a minute. While I'm mulling over one thing, can I ask you to explain a little bit more for me about requested for private land?
Susan, you're muted.
Susan, are you there?
Sorry, I'm here. Yeah, so for example, let's say we were talking about, I guess identifying and evaluating is sort of like due diligence, but due diligence is a little bit more specific, like what we have for our data form. So let's say we are thinking of buying some land, or let's say,
I didn't hear that last remark. It was
let's
for what?
say we're thinking about acquiring some land.
Okay.
Or I'm just thinking we have a very useful data form, and there may be situations where we're asked to look at something. So I was just kind of reserving that opportunity to be requested for that. I'm happy with pulling it out, but I think that, you know, I think that
I'm being the devil's advocate here. You know why? Because if the charter revision people look at that, they're going to maybe ask what that means. I'm not sure if that's um, going to go without questioning. Do you
Well,
think
that's fine. I mean, we can think about we can talk about this at our meeting in June because we have to bring this up anyway,
that's fine?
right?
Okay. I was just interjecting.
And I'm a little harried right now, so I can think about a good response to that, or think about maybe we shouldn't put it in there, and I'll give that some thought before our meeting in June.
Okay. Is there any more specific, other than our looking at it today, reading through it? I did not have any other thoughts that I was concerned about.
Yeah.
I think it all falls into place. But just that phrase I thought would raise question, and I needed to have a little bit more understanding.
Okay.
What
Yeah,
was
we can talk about it more.
Okay.
Is there anything else urgent on the agenda? Because I want to try and wrap this up as quickly as possible.
Okay, let's just say no, because the other items were strictly our usuals, like update on the Meadowwood Walk, update on the Schultz Park Arboretum. Number 6 is events, and I think we can put that off completely.
Perfect. Okay, great.
Nothing else that needs to be pertinent to that.
Okay. I move that we adjourn.
I second. Oh, here's
Excellent. Okay, Karen, we just adjourned. I'm going to go, but if you want to update Karen or I don't know what.
Well, I was here for most of it. I was in Boston and I didn't get a note that it was going to be by Zoom. So I went to the town offices and I was late, but I got most of it. So good job, everybody.
Oh, great. Thank you, Karen.
Okay. Oh,
All right.
barking. That means I'm leaving.
Okay,
Did you-
perfect.
we are adjourned.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Tom.
For over 40 years, SCM has been the voice of our town.
Bringing us together through local programming,
Education.
and live broadcasts.
SEM isn't just about television.
It's about empowering our community.
Ensuring our voices are heard during government meetings.
And celebrating milestones.
like our high school graduations.
But today, SEM faces a challenge.
Our funding structure is based on television subscriptions.
And it's no secret, people have been cutting the cord.
With a shift to internet-only subscriptions,
SEM receives less revenue.
Even though all our programming is freely available online.
We need your support.
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 Your donation can make a difference.
It will ensure that SCM remains open.
Continues to educate our youth.
And keeps our community informed.
Thanks to SEM, I've been honing my creative skills, helping me work towards my college degree.
SEM is crucial for keeping our community connected.
SEM isn't just here to broadcast local events. They're actually preserving Simsbury's history.
Join us.
Join us in preserving Simsbury's voice.
Simsbury's voice.
Together we can ensure that SCM continues to thrive
For generations to come.
Visit our website
Or scan the QR code on your screen to make your donation.
Every
contribution
Counts.
Thank you for supporting Simsbury Community Media.
where your town
Your schools
And your government come together.